1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I'm Beverly, and I'm going to be talking about the song I Saw Her Standing There. It was written late 1962 and released 1963 as the first track off the Beatles album, Please Please Me. It features Paul McCartney on vocals and bass, John Lennon on backing vocals and rhythm guitar, George Harrison on lead guitar, and Ringo Starr on drums. The form of I Saw Her Standing There is a modified AABA common to popular music. However, the form is stretched out, featuring instrumental intro, A, B, instrumental, A, B, A. The A section is divided into 16 bars, with 8 bars of verse, 8 bars of chorus. The B section is an untraditional 10 bars rather than the usual 8. The final 2 bars are a held note that harmonically provides a transition back to the verse. The instrumental passage is 16 measures long, and the chord structure corresponds to the form for the A section. The original recording of this song is in this structure, but some live or televised performances, the repeat of the B could be cut, reducing the song to an AABA structure. Alternately, there were some live performances that stretched out to 10 minutes, punctuated by multiple guitar solos. McCartney conceived of the song after spending time with girlfriend Celia Mortimer. They hitchhiked to London to a show, danced through the night, and Celia recalled spending the following day wandering around, hand in hand, as Paul made up rhyming lines and asked her opinion. He asked what rhymes with "we danced through the night," and she responded with, "we held each other tight," which in Celia's words was really quite naff, but he used it, and he'd worked out a fair bit of the lyrics by the end of the day. McCartney started the song on the way home, working out chords, changes, and some of the lyrics, and then worked with co-composer Lennon to complete the rest of the song at Paul's home in Liverpool. Originally, the first 2 lines of the song had been, "She was just 17, never been a beauty queen." While Lennon's amount of input in the song is unknown, he insisted the second line had to be replaced. Instead it became, "You know what I mean." For the context of the song, 16 is the age of consent in England, but by using 17, Celia Mortimer's age, especially with the revised second line, it adds a suggestiveness to innocence. It is also perhaps possible to see John's input on the line in the second verse, "I could see that before too long I'd fall in love with her." That plays off an element in his writing style, a very predictive quality that looks forward without staying in the present. Another example of that would be in Ticket to Ride, with the lines, "I think I'm going to be sad, I think it's today. The girl that's driving me mad is going away." Those lyrics state not that he is sad she's leaving, but he thinks he's going to be sad today. McCartney and Lennon were 18 or 19 at the time of writing the song, and their lyrics reflect a happiness in the idea of love at first sight, the steadfast notion that love could last forever, which can be seen in the lines, "I'll never dance with another since I saw her standing there." Within the lyrics for the bridge, "My heart went boom." Unlike a old-fashioned concept of your heart taking flight, using the word boom offers a very earthy physicality. While popular music by its nature tends to have a swing and syncopation that make it difficult to notate precisely, this transcription provides an approximation to illustrate features of the melody. Each line of the song has an anticipatory element starting on the pickup. That idea is actually introduced at the beginning of the song, with the guitar beginning moments before the rest of the band, right after McCartney finishes the count-off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The melody is mostly stepwise, with a few larger leaps. Notably, the octave leap in the chorus on "Oh," and when we look here at the end of the bridge, we can see the leap of a fourth on "Mine." In both cases, the leaps occur at what would be a surge of excitement or emotion. The words, "I saw her standing there," outline a descending 1/7 chord, and it is also possible to hear that the song is in E major with deliberately bent notes, echoing its bluesy origin. The Ds, in particular, during the start of the verse waver between D natural and D sharp, verse to verse. As I said before, "I Saw Her Standing There" is in E major, like many of the Beatles songs. We can perhaps surmise that they found this an easy key to play and sing in. When we look at the chords, it is easy to see the blues bass, with a strong reliance on E, A, and B major chords, so 1, 4, and 5. There is a single instance when a minor chord is used, and it's right toward the end of the refrain. The "Oh, when I," it allows for a walking bass line and for a minor chord to be juxtaposed against the major key of the melody. The final topics we're going to be talking about are instrument usage and production. There is a saying that there is nothing new under the sun, and you can see an element of that in this song. McCartney admitted that the bass line was taken from Chuck Berry's "I'm Talking About You."
Every time we meet, I'm talking about you.
When you compare it to the bass line of "I Saw Her Standing There," you can hear it moving in steady eighth notes, outlining the chords, against the guitar, riffs, and vocals. George Harrison on guitar plays riffs that share an element of call and response to the vocals at the end of each line. In addition, while the song was clearly composed, the riffs and guitar solo on the recording are meant to sound improvised. Ringo Starr's performance on drums is famously very even and consistent from take to take, performance to performance. There are fills at the end of verse and refrain, and in the bridge, when the lyrics talk about his heart going boom, the volume raises on the hi-hat. Also within the percussive elements of the song are the hand claps on the off beat. The Beatles' manager, George Martin, had originally considered recording the album in front of a live audience, which ultimately didn't happen. But it's possible that was the inspiration that made him keep McCartney's introductory count-off, something common to their gigs at the Cavern Club and the Kibosh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There are a lot of features that made "I Saw Her Standing There" such a hit. The first, of course, is its placement within their timeline. "I Saw Her Standing There" is the first of their hard-rocking sound rather than skiffle origins, and is also considered to be one of the most representative of their Liverpool club songs. In fact, this was Lennon's last song performed before a paying concert audience, performing as a guest at Elton John's 1974 concert at Madison Square Garden in New York. And John is famously quoted as saying, "We thought we'd do a number by an old, estranged fiancé of mine named Paul. This is one I never sang. It's an old Beatles song and we just about know it." Musically, the song seems deceptively simple, with only 4 chords used, a lot of repetition, and easily exchanged words within the lyrics. During the refrain, Lennon often confused the words "when" and "since." But the concept behind the lyrics, the romanticism of falling in love for the first time as a teenager, combined with a certain earthy sensualism, is one that is easy to understand, or remember, for those of us a bit older than 17. I believe the concept and the Beatles' own exuberance and excitement while performing make "I Saw Her Standing There" an enduring classic.